Good win. Thought the hitters came out in the first inning. They made a mistake. We took advantage of it. That's what good teams do. Solid at bats that first time through the order. Obviously, a great night for Braden. Gavin had a couple of really good swings, so contributions throughout the order. One defensive error, and it's a pitcher making a pickoff move, so clean that up. But better on the defensive side of things. And then I think the guys out of the bullpen, Trent and Riley and Eric, and then good inning for Ty right there. So probably the biggest takeaways.
I know one of the big things you talked about yesterday was growth, and just what was it like, I guess, seeing that consistency carry over from the 240 games to this one?
Yeah, it was good. I think it's just baseball is just so different. It's the team that plays the best that day, and a recommitment to the things you need to do to win. And I felt like they did that. I mean, it certainly wasn't perfect. And over hopefully a 70-game season, you run into some challenges, but we're going to hold them to a high standard from a mindset standpoint, and I thought they did a good job tonight.
Just with Devin's standpoint, he kind of struggled a little bit there at the beginning, but settled down, pulled him after one. Was that the game plan going in?
No, I mean, the plan was to keep him under 30 pitches to be available for Thursday, and if that would have been for 2 innings, that's what we would have done, but he was at 25, and so kind of forced our hand, and then it wouldn't have been smart with how long the first inning was anyway to have him go back out there. That 30 pitches might have felt like 60 pitches with a long rest.
Hayden Travinski got the start again tonight at catcher. What have you seen from him that you like, and how he's performing lately?
I thought he caught exceptional on Sunday. I mean, we got some strikeouts. I think I mentioned it yesterday. The big strikeout was 11-2. I want to say it was maybe the 7th, and they had the bases loaded. Really did a nice job framing up that pitch. We had a bunch of called third strikes for Florida on Sunday. I think his ability to handle those pitches helped that. He obviously hit a home run. He's a dangerous hitter. There's a couple clicks that we're still trying to get to offensively. Missing the fall is no small thing. So he's trying to play catch up there, but he's strong and can impact the ball. It's a nice threat to have at the end of the order.
Sorry.
No. Do you believe in momentum in baseball in terms of hitting? Sometimes people say momentum is today's starting pitcher, and
yeah, I believe that for sure. I mean, you think about baseball, what makes it unique. I don't know that there's another team sport where one player, dictates the game so much as the pitcher, the guy with the ball in his hand every pitch. So I definitely believe in that. I believe in what we do offensively. I mean, I want it to be there every game, and at least from a top-level standard, it's been pretty close to it. I think everybody knows how good and how capable these guys are, that they set the bar really high. And, we set the bar very high for them. And for the most part, they've held up to it. We've certainly been better. They know the reasons we've been better, and it's just their job to commit to them in terms of the at-bats they take and the consistency in which they do that.
After kind of going over a week without pitching, how do you think Riley and obviously Devin and a couple of those other guys pitched?
Well, yeah, I saw Riley up to 93 miles an hour, which that's a high. I've seen some 92s. I thought he looked fresh. Ball was coming out of his hand really well. And then Eric, we really want to get him back out there. Like he's been awesome for us. Like nothing short of great. Just had a hiccup last Wednesday night, and he took that pretty hard. Like he wanted to get back out there. So really, he was up in the pen twice on the weekend. We kind of went with, we felt like Grant was rolling pretty good, and then we opened the Saturday game up so much we wanted to hold Eric for Sunday. So it was good to get him back out there. Thought Ty did a nice job. We can throw him in that mix, working on some things hard, and we like what he can do. So all three of those guys, that was really good to see, and Trent was really steady as well. So good performance by those guys.
Especially with the last 3 games, how much does it sort of help to have an offense that can drop 6-7 runs at any given moment? How much does that help your staff, especially?
I think it does a lot of things. I think what it does is it takes the other team out of sorts in terms of their at bats, and they press a little bit. And so when you can open up some games, that it's more than just the score. It's the other team's approach and what they have to do with their bullpen. There's a lot of positives when that happens, other than just the scoreboard. So I do think it's big. I think it's important. I mean, 3 games in a row to have like a 6, a 7, and a 6, that's pretty remarkable. So I think that's great. And we're certainly capable of it. It's not going to happen every game, but if the talent of the players is matched by the right approach and doing the things that have been put in front of them, they will score a lot. And they have scored a lot. It's just that the bar is so high for themselves, from us, that sometimes it maybe doesn't seem like they meet it. But it's been nice to expand those leads, and I think that's helped our staff. I think it's helped our defense, and hopefully we can keep that going.
You switched your lineup around starting this weekend with Cade leading off.
Mm-hmm.
What went into that decision, and do you feel like that's going to be something moving forward?
Well, we're going to continue right now doing that. There's a lot that goes into that. I mean, Trey's a great hitter. I think he's one of the best hitters around. I just think Cade's a threat from the first pitch of the game, and you could tell, Brennan Sproat for Florida, he was knee-deep into his arsenal by the third pitch of the game, with Cade standing up there. So I think that's a good thing. He's a threat to be standing on second base or home plate. So I like that. I think it helps Trey to see some pitches before he goes up there. It's kind of a unique style and approach. So I think that's good for him. He's left-handed. And then it just doesn't let up, where you go, Dylan and then Jacob and then Jordan's taking a lot of clutch at bats, and then you're sitting there with Braden, who's, taking as good of at bats as anybody in college baseball right now.
Because of the weather, I don't think we're going to talk to you tomorrow. So, can you share any thoughts on Auburn?
Yeah, I watched the first game of the SEC schedule against, and they were Ole Miss. They were the Thursday night game, so I was preparing. I had that up on my TV, and they were playing Ole Miss at home. Good offense, can have a lot of guys that can hit extra base hits, much like us. Looks like pitching-wise, they're kind of finding their way, doing it a little bit like we have, or using a number of guys. Haven't really settled into, like, this is how we're going to do it. Kind of an opener-style approach on last Friday against A&M, and used 3 guys for 3 innings. First baseman really swinging the bat really well, transfer. They did a nice job in the transfer portal. And they always recruit really well. When you look at recruiting rankings and rosters and guys landing on campus, they're going to come in with a good team and good players. So we need to be sharp in the things that have made us successful and continue to improve and be ready to roll. And I have no doubt that our players will be.
First Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, has anything kind of changed with the planning and just treatment in terms
Yeah,
of
no, we're gonna get on the field tomorrow or a little earlier because of the rain coming in. I want to get outside and do some things on our field, and then from the coaching standpoint, just having our ducks in a row. But our players will be ready. Baseball's a game that's almost designed to be played every day, and I think for the way we're going right now, offensively, I think it's a good thing that it's here in 2 days, and they're 18 to 22, so their bodies respond quickly, which is a great thing.
Braden mentioned this weekend that made some adjustments to his swing, and obviously it's working. What did that conversation look like, and what went into, what changes did you think, and why would help?
Yeah, we've kind of been working on it all year, and even back to the summer when we were having conversations, and he's so strong and has so much bat speed that sometimes it's just a little bit of a click of timing and getting in position, and so he can utilize that strength. It also helps his bat path. He's just in the zone forever, so he doesn't have to be perfect with his timing. So he's a great hitter. And when I got this job and I was looking at the roster and evaluating it, he was somebody I was really excited about, and he's obviously doing a great job right now.
Any more questions?
Either heading into the Florida series or during the Florida series, were there any sort of adjustments you guys made with the staff, or what sort of clicked in
The pitching staff?
With the pitching staff.
I think in losing Friday's game, they did some things well. Florida got some swings off. Really talented team. I had a announcer that was doing the games by Sunday came up and said, "Man, can you imagine if you put your first 5 guys with their first 5 guys, what that lineup would look like?" So you got to give them credit once in a while. Colby Halter is a good player. Fabian was a second-round pick. Probably should have signed. They're going to hit some homers every once in a while. But I thought in that game our pitchers executed some things that we took and said, "Hey, if you do this, you can be a lot more difficult to deal with. And then Mikhail like went out and blueprinted it on Saturday, and then the other guys followed suit. And Paul did what Paul does, and those guys on Sunday did a great job as well. So we're always working to get better. I mean, there's not a day that goes by that we're not picking apart a piece of the game to improve. And I think they've done a really good job. And a lot of guys are contributing to it, and we're going to need them to, because it's every game's a playoff game, and it's not slowing down. So they have to stay sharp in terms of how they prepare and how they execute.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.